enough experience working for people, seeing what worked, what didn't work. And I've always sat and thought about, if I had my own practice, how would I do things? What would I do differently? How would I treat my staff? How would I treat my patients? And it would only be my development of doing such. And I always wanted to like kind of like think outside the box. And as far as my practice is concerned, I'd always wanted to be ethical and have a sense of integrity. And so what I did was I came up with the practice name, Integrity of Digital Pain Management, and I built a practice around that premise. And so we treat our patients with care and integrity in dealing whatever we do. So that's kind of like my practice right now.
That's amazing. And a fun fact.
Fun fact is probably related to my practice and my personal things. I'm like a semi hobbyist with the photography, and in my office, in my main office in North Bergen, I take landscape photos and I blow those up by 3 feet by 5 feet. Wow. And I want to create a sense of calmness with like sunsets and give patients a place to think about, and also adding to that calmness and sense of self in my office is that my office is very homey with like wood type floors, 6-panel doors. So when patients come in, they kind of feel like they're at home, and everything is kind of open, and they kind of have a run of the place without, isolating people. This is the staff, this is the patient. So we kind of have that feeling that patients get, and we put some misty things in the office as well.
God, that's beautiful and amazing. And thanks, Doc. And quick note that we're exploring here with influence being a superpower, the formula, the model that I created that now we call the unblinded formula is called integrity-based human influence. So we have that connection.
All right, I like it.
Yeah, integrity-based human influence. Thanks, Doc. And Gina, back to you.
Yes, we have Daniel Dory. Daniel, please share who you are and what you're up to in the world for about 30 seconds.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for Sean to have this amazing movement, and thank you for everybody to have me on. I'm a pain management physician. I'm located in Secaucus, New Jersey, and I established my own practice, North American Spine and Pain. I'm doing anything pain management for patients and the spine surgeries. I have 3 physicians in my practice and expanding to 5 new locations in the next 3 months.
Wow, rocking it, Doc. Growth is in play, and thank you for being back on the Real Raw today. And that's a fun fact, but you want to share an additional fun fact that we might not expect about you?
Fun fact is that in COVID time, everybody downsizing and firing, and I'm hiring.
Let's go. Awesome job. Gina, awesome. These are rocking. And by the way, some other fun facts that have been circulating, Lynne, Gina, everybody in the ether today. Number one, we had a very caring person that works in the space of disability earlier today that brought tears virtually to everybody's eyes. And then her fun fact was that she recently smoked weed with Snoop Dogg. We had somebody else that was a caring, amazing, and wonderful immigration attorney that busted out into some rap songs. And then we had somebody else reference Ice Cube and their relationship with him. So it was just like a fun day and a normal Why Wednesday, like lawyers and doctors and professionals. Gina, this is what it looks like. Who's next?
Wow. Dropping with Snoop Dogg.
Yes.
Which I think he started that.
We got Busta Rhymes coming in later, Gina.
Okay, sounds good. I'm ready. All right, next up we have Jeremy Herber coming from your car. Jeremy, making sure he is here no matter what. He is driving and he is joining us. Jeremy, welcome. Tell us who you are and what you're up to in the world in about 30 seconds, and then we'll hear more later.
Thank you. Coming to you from Garden State Parkway. And if I just explain, I keep the video off because I know a lot of people get concerned when they see people driving with the videos on. Yeah. So if there's any of you on the phone like that, I just keep it off, and I hope it's okay. I run an MRI center in Newark Imaging. A little bit about myself. I'm responsible for marketing, going out to providers like some of them we have on the line here, and working our business and networking. That's pretty much what I'm up to in a nutshell. And I also responsible deal with the staff and the daily functions of running the whole business. So it's director of operations and marketing and business development. I think a fun fact about myself that I shared earlier with somebody is that I really did not know much about MRI and and how the machine and the images actually work, and something that I'll share later on, showing care, respect, dignity, integrity towards the providers. And in about 2 years, it's never really come up as an issue that my knowledge of MRI is extremely limited. So I think that's pretty interesting.
Jeremy, that's awesome. Thank
Although
you.
maybe with Dr. Lawler in our first meeting, it may have come up. I'm gonna have to ask him that.
I'm in union. Okay. I'm in union as well. So
All right. Thank you for your integrity, Jeremy. And by the way, Jeremy, are you heading north or south on the Parkway?
Uh-oh, I think he's frozen.
He's frozen. Okay. What? Yeah. All right. So let's keep rolling and we'll get
Yeah.
back to Jeremy.
All right, we got judges now. I think we got all, those are all the contestants. We got some incredible judges. Let's start off with, I think Leland Samuelson might be the youngest judge I have seen.
We're heading to one to bring up.
Oh,
Sorry.
Jeremy, can you hear us, Jeremy?
I can hear you. Go ahead. Sure.
Yeah. So are you heading north or south on the Parkway?
Yeah, I heard you ask that, and then I thought somebody said we have to move it forward, so I didn't answer. I may have misunderstood. I'm heading south to my hometown, COVID-infested Lakewood, New Jersey. Thought I would just mention that.
Keep coming. We're gonna be surfing out here in LBI in a little bit, like an hour and a half or so. So if you want to catch some like sunset waves, you're welcome to come on down.
Wow.
And Sean, what's the water temperature, or does it not matter because you have like these wetsuits on?
I have no wetsuit. Gina can fact check that as well. It's probably today about 60 even. And I was out already once today and hit it for a little bit. So if you want to come on down, brother.
Wow, amazing. Thank you.
All right, awesome. Leland, Gina, yes.
Yes, Leland, tell us about yourself in about 30 seconds.
Okay, for my 30 seconds, thank you for the acknowledgement of being one of the youngest judges on here. Right now, currently in the world, I am flipping houses right around my own local area. I've been doing a lot of the roughing. I've done lots of construction in my past, done most of my electrical apprenticeship, did some carpentry before that, right out of high school, and I've just always been lots of hands-on. So about 3 years ago, during my second year of technical training for electrical, I read Rich Dad Poor Dad, and it just opened my mind right up to like all these different ways to make money in the world. So I've been trying to grow in those areas of my life right now. And it's been going great to where now I'm starting to teach people how to do the construction at the quality that I want. And now I'm taking more of a leadership role and less hands-on myself. Fun fact is I've got my 2nd degree black belt in judo. So it's been my biggest commitment. Started that when I was 6 years old, and I've been committed to it. And I'm now the head instructor for my judo club as well. And it's not for profit. So that's where my passion is at.
Awesome, Leland, and welcome, brother, and proud of you, and keep on rocking.
Thank you.
Yeah,
You're not just the youngest judge. I think you're the youngest person in the whole Unblinded. So I'm just saying. Very inspiring. Very inspiring. All right. We have the beautiful Michelle Echebarren. Michelle.
E.
I'm back.
Long time no see.
I
Michelle.
know, right?
So
So
Michelle.
who you- yeah, okay.
Okay, well, I was here about an hour and a half ago on another one. That was wonderful, magnificent. I am Michelle Echebarren, CEO and founder of Attorneys in Motion, otherwise known as Uber for lawyers and their court appearances. I started that company as a single mom of 4 kids, and with limited resources, I've since grown that to become a nationwide company of over 7,500 lawyers. And thank you very much. Fun fact. I could drive a truck, a dump truck even, not just a regular car. Okay, I could drive a stick shift car by the time I was 8. And my dad had a dump truck. I could drive that. It has 2 gear shifters. I learned how to drive that when I was like 10.
Wow.
Michelle dropping in, and you got a national award for being an incredible citizen. Is that correct?
Citizen Patriot Award. Yes.
Magnificent Patriot
One of
Award.
less than 100 people in the country.
Amazing. Michelle E. rocking it, standing for women entrepreneurship and so many other incredible things. So grateful for you. Thanks, Michelle.
Thank you.
Yeah. Gina.
All right. Last but certainly not least, Nita Kundanmal. Nita.
Nita!
What you're up to in the world in about 30 seconds.
Hey, hi everyone. I hope lovely to see all lots of new faces. I am doing phenomenal for anyone who wants to know, because some people ask all the time.
How are you?
I am doing phenomenally well, Sean. How are you?
I'm just doing good, Nita. That's all.
Oh,
I'm kidding.
okay.
I'm phenomenal.
All right,
Love
Sean's
you, Nita. Let's go. Come on now.
So I am an attorney. At New Jersey. I'm admitted to New York and New Jersey and the Supreme Court of the United States. I practice immigration law, and I help foreign nationals pave the pathway to their American dream. I am an immigrant myself from Sri Lanka. I am of Indian origin, and I had a 10th grade education in Sri Lanka and I hated school. Couldn't wait to finish school and go out in the world. 18 years later, I came to the United States. I got my GED and I went to college, and I loved college. So I want to go back, but here I am practicing law instead. And anyway, so
and a fun fact.
My fun fact. About 20 years ago, 1991, I think, I drove a stick shift of VW Jetta alone from Berlin to Frankfurt on the Autobahn, and I wanted to do 100 miles per hour. So this little stick shift had, coincidentally, Michelle, we're talking about cars and driving, and I didn't plan this with you. And the stick shift took about a few seconds or 30, 40 seconds to build up to 100 miles an hour. But every time I got there, it was a two lanes at that point of the Autobahn, leaving Berlin. And soon as I got to the left lane, there would be a car, a BMW or a Mercedes right behind, and I would go to the right lane, and then I'm back to the left lane again, then back to the right, never getting to 100, I don't remember. But I wanted to do 100, and I tried.
Well, Nita, why don't you just do 100 on the Parkway and come down and go surfing?
Okay, all right.
And Nita, you are truly hot shit. That's Nita's nickname in the space of Unblinded. She dubbed it herself. So Nita, you still hot shit, or you have another nickname?
I have another name. I am the hottest.
The hottest. Amazing, Nita. So thankful for you. Amazing. Gina, incredible people. Lynne, awesome job. Lynne, what's present for you right now? Is Lynne muted?
Yeah, she's
I'm feeling great energy from everybody. So I look forward to the role play with everyone.
Yeah, awesome. So this is what it looks like. What the heck are we doing here? Well, in a nutshell, 23 years ago, I realized that influence was in fact a superpower, but not just any kind of influence, integrous, heart-centered, authentic influence, like the kind that left Oprah Winfrey saying why she held the microphone for 30,000 people, because she said, this is her words, every person that came on there, I left, or my outcome was to leave them feeling, I see you, I hear you, and what you say matters to me. And that's what we're here to unpack. Like, what does that look like? And how does it affect our sales, our marketing, our leadership, our growth of our practices and businesses in our life? And let's look at this, because we have some physicians here, and they're pretty good at math. And there is no number you can multiply times 0 to get above 0. And there's no number you can multiply times 0 to get to 30. Why do I say that? 15 years ago, I hired 4 people actually, to book meetings for training and unleashing people's superpower of influence and other things. And the first person booked 0, the second person booked 0, the third person booked 0 meetings in 2 weeks. And Lynne, what do you think those people said was the reason why they booked 0 meetings?
That, I guess, it built on each other. Every time they would get a bad response, they figured, I'm going to give up.
Well, that may be what happened, but what do you think they said was the reason? Like they
blame the other side, not themselves.
Yeah, it was the wrong people, the wrong opportunity, the wrong timing. But there's a fourth person, and that fourth person booked 30 meetings. And Lynne, you know that fourth person. His name was Greg DiPietro. Yes, you know Greg.
Yes.
And there's no number. It means that Greg wasn't a little better. He wasn't better in a linear way. He wasn't even better in an exponential way. He was infinitely better because there's no number. You can multiply times 0 to get to 30. So the point is there's a compounding dynamic around the space of our integrous, heart-centered influence and knowing what to do with it. Final, I had the unique privilege about a year ago to be up on stage at an event speaking, raising money for ending sex trafficking. And during that process, they were hopeful in this room, the people, to raise $500,000 in a room with 300 amazing and generous people. I'm like, yeah, if we raise $500,000, that would be amazing. I'm like, yeah, I think we could do something a little bit better and different. And we made a few micro distinctions in the process. And I had the unique privilege of having the microphone and supporting a process of doing this and being the person, generating interest and acceleration. And instead of raising $500,000, we raised $1.7 million in 26 minutes. And so my point is very simply that influence is an exponentially different power that people possess at wildly different levels. And the different levels are affecting the money that people make, the time freedom people create, the scaling, the building, and the contribution impact that people have. And that's what we're here to play with in our 254th episode of The Real Raw. And Lynn, thank you so much for doing this today. And who's up first?
Lynn, who do you want to go first? Do you want me to?
You can pick.
Okay, all right. Well, why don't we have the first one who joined us today, Harold? He was here first. So how about we start with Harold? What do you think, Harold?
Can I be the second one, please?
Okay, you got it. All right. How about Gregory Lawler, Dr. Lawler, because I'm looking right at you. What do you think?
Sure. All right. So sure. All right. So what is my scenario then? What are we gonna do?
Your scenario is to go from hello to yes in 3 minutes with Lynn, but not like the ultimate yes. This is not Wolf of Wall Street meets Boiler Room. It's just a longer meeting. And so Lynn could be herself. She could be any other person in the world you want her to be specifically, or a general avatar. She might be a patient. She might be a referral source. Maybe she's somebody to put you on stage somewhere for a beautiful speaking engagement. She can be anybody you want. And the yes, remember, the yes doesn't have to be the ultimate yes. It could just be for a longer meeting. So how do you communicate with somebody in 3 minutes to open up their listening, to have them not feel like you're like everybody else? So you're like Charlie Brown's teacher going, wah, 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 wah. No, but instead they're hearing you. You're congruently unique and they're curious. So who would you like Lynn to be?
How about a receptionist at a busy law firm?
Beautiful. That is like ideal. So Doc, feel free, drop in. And are you calling or are you walking in?
I'll walk in.
All right. So there's a walk-in coming. Lynn, you ready to be a receptionist at Callagy Law?
Sure.
All right, let's take it in.
It's a magical day at Callagy. How can I help you?
Hi, Lynn. My name is Dr. Lawler. I wanted to speak to you folks about an opportunity that we could hopefully work together in the future, having me help your patients, and at the same time helping build a rapport with us. So I am Dr. Lawler. I own Integrity Interventional Pain Management. I've been in practice for a number of years, and what we do is we take very good care of our patients. When patients refer to us, we accept the patients into our practice. We develop a history with the patients, and what we try to do, we try to cover all the bases that we can with the patient from the time they first come in. We're very good about taking on the patients, obtaining history, sending to proper facilities, sending the proper referrals, not doing unnecessary procedures and tests on the patients. We have an opportunity to work very well with the patients, but also with our referral practices. And what I mean by that is when we work with referral practices, when you send us a patient, we're going to keep you informed of the loop of every step that we go through with the patient, meaning that we'll keep you informed if there's MRI findings, working and keeping the attorneys abreast of the progress, and also providing reports as you need so to do so. We work very well. My staff is very well trained. They have a sense of professionalism. My practice is integrity. And so when patients be referred to us, they incorporate that sense of integrity, and my staff is very well at working with other staffs and other doctors to giving the best care for our patients. So what I'd like to do is, if you have the opportunity to send any patients who need second opinions, who need first opinions, I have flexible office hours. I'll make sure those patients get seen in the proper time.
Thank you, doctor. I just had a few questions. Have you spoken to any of the attorneys at our law firm yet, or?
Well,
is
we
it your
used
first
to work at one point. I left the practice and I have a new practice right now. So we had some past experiences in the past. I was able to develop my own practice and my own sense of taking care of the patients the way that I feel best for the patients. So we have worked some in the past. We may even have some old patients that we've gone through. If the case isn't settled yet, I'd be glad to take them to court in my practice, look through the cases, see how we can help them best.
20 seconds to go.
In terms of referrals, would you have any PIP work, workers' comp claims, or strictly personal?
Well, I do my own billing. And, you know, once again, I think that in a good, proper business, it has to be a matter of give and take. And I think that we also have some cases. If you guys have some PIP attorneys, I'd be glad to send those cases to you. And we could do that as well. This way we can get a sense of flow. So that way it's not a one-way street, it's a two-way street. We work together, and then we both help each other. I think everybody would benefit from it. We're a little different than other practices because we're not a high-volume practice. I'm a single doctor in my practice. We have 3 office locations. I've grown that from 1 office location, and I'm in Union and Hudson County and Passaic County as well.
Yeah. Doc, excellent job. How'd that feel for you?
Okay, a little clumsy, was it? A little clumsy, but a little hard through the Zoom. But I'm a little more personable in real life. But I think that's
job. Awesome job.
one of the things I wanted to try to convey was a sense that we're just not your regular run of the mill, because we have people that come in our office all the time looking for things, and they have to set themselves apart from other people when they come in, and that just seems the thing. And I'll ask them, why are you different? I have people coming all the time, so I try to think about that when I go knocking on people's doors.
Yeah. And by the way, this is what it looks like. That's what we're doing with this. If people want to continue to expand, become partners, do different things in the Real Raw, we're running them very consistently, and it's been a beautiful relationship accelerant, as well as accelerating our superpower of influence. Gina, Lynn, I'm going to leave this in your very capable hands to keep driving forward. Gina, let's take it to the judges and keep rocking it. And Lynn, you're amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sean.
All right, let's go. Thank you.
Take care.